Hi friends, welcome to the singing lesson. I'm Bettany Coughlin and I'm here to help you bring out your best voice. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about jaw tension, which is actually created to tongue tension. And we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you some tips to help you combat it. So first of all, there are actually two different kinds of jaw tension. You can overextend your jaw. If you've ever seen kind of somebody singing like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, they are opening up their jaw way too much and adding in all this extra tension that doesn't need to be there. And then the other side of the coin is not opening up your jaw enough. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Really holding it tight and being timid in the way that we're singing. Now, I'm a really strong believer that we sing like we speak. So what I mean by that is, now this is applicable to the middle voice. If we're talking about going higher in our range, in our passaggio and above, you are going to need to open up your jaw and extend it slightly, and sometimes in singing really low too. We're not talking about that today. That's another lesson. This is about middle voice, normal singing, trying to just get rid of normal jaw tension. So the first thing that I recommend is to sing in front of a mirror. A mirror is going to be your best friend. It's free, so learn to sing in front of it and to watch yourself and see what is happening in your jaw and tongue. Now, the first step to do this is to speak through the text normally, like you would just speak it, and check out, look in the mirror, see what's happening, kinesthetically be aware of what's happening with your tongue going on while you're speaking through this text. So when we start to sing, for some reason, some of us don't trust our breath and our body, and we clamp down the moment right before we begin to sing. For example, if we say the word or the vowel E, notice that my jaw's loose and easy, E. But when I begin to sing, all of a sudden that millisecond before, I'll change it and go E and stop. I'll pull up. That back of the tongue might become a little bit tight. So here are a couple of exercises to help you if you have a tendency to do this. Now, if this is something with the exercises, it doesn't go away, it could possibly mean that you need some help with your breath support and the onset. Now again, that's another lesson, and you can check out my video, how to breathe with your diaphragm, ? That talks about having good breath support. But if we're just talking about tongue and jaw tension here, here's what we're going to do. So try saying the vowel E in front of a mirror, E. Notice what's going on physically. How does it feel? Where is the tip of the tongue? Where is the back of the tongue? What's happening naturally? Now then do a siren. First say it, E. He. I like to sometimes add a little bit of an H to make the onset easy. He. He. And then notice what's going on with the tongue. Do you have a tendency to, a split second right before, to go, clamp up? Or is it still free and easy, just like you say E? Now, the next step then would be add that into some exercises. And before you do the exercise, E. Nice, easy, loose jaw. E. E. E, A, A, O, U. Nice, easy 5-note scale, up and down. Make sure that you're right before, again, that onset, not clamping down. The next step would be, is if you're working on a song, take out all of the consonants and sing on the vowel only. For example, the famous aria, early Italian aria, Caro mio ben, say just the vowels. A, O, I, O, E, I, O, E, and then sing that. That can really help you with legato and breath support, and really checking in to make sure that tongue and jaw tension isn't happening. My very last tip for you is, if you're still having trouble, walk around while you're singing these vowels. Move your head from side to side. And that can sometimes really help with the jaw tension too. I really hope that this was informative and helpful to you guys. If you like this video, please consider pressing like, subscribing to my channel, and I will see you at the next lesson. Thanks. Bye-bye.